Oh, hello, howdy there. How are ya? Today is, now this is going to sound a little crazy, chest, biceps, side delts, quads, and adductors. So, what that will entail today is going to be leg extensions, the sus machine, the adductor work where you're going from out to in, and then chest will be the usual, going blank. We're going to do an incline dumbbell press with a fly, maybe a kind of just a regular bench press machine, which you guys seen that before. And then biceps will be either easy bar curls, preacher curls, and figure that out. And then side delts would just be normal lateral raises. Nothing crazy. So, don't really need to get into too many details about that. For today's energy drink, it was an Alani. As you see, it's already been crammed and crushed because I drank that. But yeah, I want to see how Alani's are. I already kind of know, but like I was using these ones called Lucky. They were pretty good. They have 200 milligrams of caffeine, beta-alanine, so you get that itchiness feeling. Just a good energy drink overall, and it's more natural. Like I think this one's a little less natural with like the ingredients and stuff. Like I remember the Lucky one had like 5 ingredients. I'm pretty sure, or 6. This one is like I can't even tell you, like 20 or 16 or however many. So a lot more. I always say the less ingredients, the better. Unless it's like homemade natural food, but it's like still, even with homemade natural food, you're using like butter and stuff, and butters, that always has a lot of ingredients, so stuff like that. But also, in other words, so my hometown, it's really stupid. So the main gas station that everyone knows and a lot of people use is currently having an issue with their gas pumps. And as you know, with the gas station, what do you have to be able to run a gas station? Gas pumps. Gas station, gas pumps. It just makes sense. And you know what they don't have for, the last like 3 weeks? Gas pumps. And because of why I asked them today, is your guys' pumps down again? Because what happened was about 3 weeks ago, they were down for like a whole week and a half. Then they got them repaired and stuff for like 3 days or something. And then we just had a storm. And then now they're down again because of wiring issues. And it's just like, wow, how are you guys even staying in business right now? Like, that's got to be horrible in your business. People still go there because they have like a little like food market there. And they have a good selection of stuff there. Gas stations are just like one of the best thing ever. Like, I remember, so your boy, I'm not going to get into too many details, is I used to be a Munchies guy. We'll just say that. And I remember seeing a American Dad episode where I think it's Steve and Roger, whoever the American Dad guy is. I was watching the show, but I forget his name. But I know Roger, he's the alien. But him and Roger went to the gas station. And they were like, "Wow, all my favorite food is at this place. It's awesome." And that episode just reminded me of when I had that time in my life, and going to the gas stations just was the best. So I'm not going to get into too many more details about that part of my life, because that part of my life that era is over. So, but with that said, y'all, we're not going to keep yapping. I want to get to this workout. Alrighty, so we're going to be doing 2 sets of an incline bench. And this set, you're always predominantly and dominantly going to be hitting the upper chest, but the more flared out your elbows are, the more middle chest, lower chest you're going to be hitting. But this is still hitting my upper chest, mainly in front delts, but just trying to flare. And as you see next set, I'm going to be not flaring my elbows out as much and keeping them a bit closer, which I will explain in a second. And as I promised you guys, I would explain this. So as you see, my grip is a little bit closer. I bumped the weight down just by, I think, 15 pounds each side. So, 30 pounds total decrease. But that's okay, because we're going to just mainly get a deeper stretch at the bottom and more controlled and everything like that. So overall, I don't see that as, like oh no, I'm getting less weight, blah, 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 because I'm feeling the muscle more also. I'm not saying you should only go after the burn and the whatever not, but the thing is, you need to feel what you're doing, because that's the way you get more recruitment in the exercise and a better pump overall. So that's just the way I like training personally as well. So train to failure on this as well. And now we're going to be working on our middle chest and a little bit of the upper chest. So at the top, you're going to be feeling a lot of that upper chest right there, because we're going to be having the but the cable grips in kind of a neutral position. And then you're going to switch it to an underhand grip for the bottom part of your chest. But this is just going to give you those mommy milkers that you've always wanted. And then afterwards, we're going to kind of go back, and then we're going to just bang out a few partial reps till failure, y'all. One all-out set, baby girl. Now, this is really going to help you guys with a little bit of shoulder health just by the way I'm going to be doing it. And, make sure you have good shoulder health, and make sure you're starting low with this. And 135 is low for me normal bench press wise, but it's a really good weight for this. So what you're going to be doing is normal bench press, and then you're going to be going back towards your upper chest. And the stretch that you feel on your upper chest during that part of the movement is crazy. So try it out with just the bar first, and then move up to like 25, maybe 45 like I'm doing here. But then bang out a few normal reps. You don't have to train really to failure on this one. This is just a really good overall. And just burn out for your shoulders and chest. So, yeah, one set. Now we're going to be moving on to the biceps and the arms, but make sure you're training heavy with these. And train to failure for 2 sets. And then we're going to be supersetting it with lateral raises for time efficiency. So for the people that are grown out there and got a full-time job plus other things to do in their life, I would do these. These are an amazing thing to do for your overall bicep and shoulder development. So train to failure for 2 sets. Okay. Now, our last thing for today is going to be one all-out set to failure on preacher curls. Now, you're going to be training somewhat heavy with these, but I just like really feeling that like quick squeeze at the top. It gets a little boom, like a jab or something in boxing, just really quick and efficient. But make sure you're going as slow as you can on the way down, getting a deep stretch, trying to fully extend your arm comfortably. So that's why you got to train moderately, kind of, heavy, light. I'm using 100 pounds only on this. So just train to failure, y'all. Okay. Hello now. What's going on? What's going on? We're done with the lift, as you can see. And pretty good lift overall. Can't complain about anything or nothing. Yeah, I mean, got in there, got out kind of later than I wanted to, and I'm kind of running into a time scrunch to where I need to have meal prep, right? Because I need to eat one before work and another after work, because I need my protein, carbs, and fats, whatnot. But the thing is, so I don't know if it's part of my ADHD, because I'm pretty sure I have that. I think it's gotten a lot better over the years, but I still got it to where, like, if something changes in my schedule, or like I'm in a really bad time scrunch, I get like super devastated over it. But what I'm talking about is, so I start work on my other, I had two jobs, right? One job, it's DoorDash, and I can do that whenever I want. The other is UPS. So DoorDash, super convenient, can do whatever I want, whenever I want. I said wherever the first time, if you didn't understand me, because I didn't understand myself. I knew what I said, but not what I said. But UPS, I started at 5:10 today. It is 3 o'clock, 2:51 to be exact, and it's about a 30-minute drive. So not horrible, but the thing is, I have to make rice in my rice cooker, and it takes about an hour, and I still got to go to the store. So honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, what would be the smartest is, what if I just go to the store after I cook my rice first? So like, I don't cook my rice, but I put it in there, get it prepared, put it in there while I'm at the store. So my plan is this. So go back home real quick. So it'll be like 3:10 when I get back, 3:05, an hour. That might work. Okay, I think I just thought about it. We're gonna do that. I think I'll have to think about more when I get back, but I'm gonna get going, guys. I got stuff I gotta do. I've got too much to think about, so I'll see you guys next time, which will be tomorrow for back and triceps and rear delts and hamstrings and glutes. So, until next time, guys. Bye-bye.